With global events increasingly impacting our economy and food prices, there's a powerful, accessible solution you can embrace right now. Cultivating just a few key crops can drastically cut your grocery bills, ensure food security, and bring in valuable peace of mind, no matter what headlines emerge. In this video, we'll explore exactly what to grow to achieve these benefits. When enhancing your food security and ensuring a consistent supply of sustenance, the most fundamental principle is deceptively simple. Grow what you eat. This might seem obvious, yet it's a detail many gardeners overlook. Take a moment to consider the ingredients that form the backbone of your everyday meals. If your garden is filled only with foods you consume occasionally, you're not truly bolstering your food security or achieving significant savings. Instead, focus on those reliable staple crops, and you'll quickly reap the rewards. Let's outline some key choices. The foods I consume most frequently include potatoes, onions, garlic, and tomatoes. These are all fantastic staples, and crucially, they are easy to grow, making them essential additions to my list. It's also vital to select crops that flourish in your specific climate. For instance, in my slightly cooler region, potatoes, kale, and chard thrive. If you're in a warmer climate, you might add sweet potatoes and peppers to your list. By growing plants that naturally do well in your area, you'll maximize your harvest. We also want to prioritize crops offering excellent nutritional value, particularly high-calorie content, and those that represent great value for money. Furthermore, we'll consider how to enjoy our homegrown food for as much of the year as possible, and we'll touch on all these points throughout this video. Let's begin with potatoes. Unglamorous as they may seem, if you're seeking a survival crop, potatoes are truly unparalleled. They offer one of the highest calorie yields per growing area and are incredibly filling, packed with carbohydrates that can replace store-bought rice or pasta. They are remarkably versatile and store exceptionally well for extended periods. You can roast them, mash them, bake them, or transform them into stews, soups, or fries. Potatoes are a culinary powerhouse, performing significant culinary duties in countless meals. Moreover, they are incredibly adaptable regarding where they can be grown. Directly in the ground, in raised beds. Mine are just beginning to emerge now, in containers, or even sacks. By planting early, mid, and late-season varieties, you can extend your harvest window for as long as possible, finishing with late-season or main crop potatoes to provide tubers for storage through the winter months. Next up are two essential alliums, onions and garlic. These form the starting point for so many savory dishes in my household, and are fantastic for food security because they store for many months, and it's easy to cultivate a substantial quantity. Grow them once and store them properly, and you could be enjoying your own onions and garlic for much of the year, eliminating one less staple from your grocery list. In this bed alone, I have 50 garlic plants, yielding 50 full bulbs of garlicky goodness from an area of approximately 1 square meter. That's truly impressive. Tomatoes are another excellent choice, though for a different reason. They're exceptional value for money. Consider the rising cost of tomatoes, especially high-quality ones. Yet once planted, tomatoes are remarkably productive and form the basis for countless delicious meals. With the danger of frost now largely past, I can finally plant my tomatoes. While starting tomatoes from seed is the most economical method, if it's a bit late in the season, you'll still find plenty of tomato plants available, and there's absolutely no issue with starting with those. You'll still recoup 3, 4, or even 5 times your initial investment in the plants, considering the abundance of delicious fruit they'll produce. Given the current price of organic tomatoes, cultivating your own will result in significant financial savings. Preserve any surplus harvest long into the winter months by making your own passatas or tomato sauces. Tomatoes can even be frozen whole or sliced. If you grow more than you can possibly consume, there's always the option of selling some locally, perhaps through an honesty box setup outside your home. Tomatoes could even help subsidize some of your other gardening endeavors. When considering survival crops, nutritional value and calorie density are paramount, because when food costs spiral, calories become incredibly valuable. We've already highlighted potatoes, but we can add winter squash to this list, as well as root vegetables like beets or beetroot and parsnips. Corn and shelling beans are also excellent choices, and if you're in a warmer climate, sweet potatoes or yams. These crops will all contribute to keeping you fuller for longer, which is precisely what we need from survival crops. Winter squash and pumpkins are incredibly productive and will store well for months on end. There's still ample time to start these from seeds or purchased garden center plants, and they will produce several fruits per plant. These will keep right through the winter, providing numerous meals for many people during the colder months when food might otherwise be scarce. Beetroots are another go-to vegetable for me, also ranking high on the calorie metric. They are very easy to grow, store well, and a significant bonus is that you can consume both the leaves and the roots. This means every part of this vegetable is working hard for you in the survival garden. New to my garden this year are sweet potatoes. While sweet potatoes typically thrive in warm climates, and mine isn't consistently warm, I plan to grow them in a black tub designed to absorb heat from the sun, which I believe will yield success. I've purchased these as small plug plants, but you can easily start sweet potatoes by placing a tuber in a glass of water, allowing it to root naturally, and then planting the slips. I'll plant 3 into this tub and place it in the sunniest spot possible, perhaps on the patio where it receives maximum sun exposure. They will soak up that heat, and towards the end of summer or early autumn, I can tip out the tub and harvest my sweet potatoes. They are packed with vitamins A, C, and manganese, and remarkably, they even contain more calories than regular potatoes. Another excellent tuber to grow is the Jerusalem artichoke, which is fantastically easy. For more on cultivating Jerusalem artichokes, you might find our dedicated video helpful. Not all crops need to provide masses of calories to be worthwhile, however. A bag of carrots from the shop might cost a minimal amount, and there's quite a lot in there, offering fair value for money. So, an alternative strategy is to focus on crops that can save you a significant amount of money, potentially even more given current global uncertainties. Fruit of all kinds is an excellent example. Strawberries, raspberries, gooseberries, and currants, for instance, all become incredibly productive once established, and of course, they are loaded with vitamins and antioxidants. These currants in front of me were all started from cuttings. Here's one I took a couple of winters ago and simply planted in the ground. Now it produces an abundance of fruit for cordials and puddings, and they are incredibly beneficial for your health. Much of this fruit can be frozen, dried, or transformed into various jams and preserves, extending the usefulness of your harvest long after it's been picked. Herbs are another standout family of crops to grow, and naturally they make everything taste so much better. After all, what is food if it isn't a joy to eat? Herbs are surprisingly expensive in supermarkets, yet remarkably easy to cultivate. Many herbs are perennial, meaning you plant them once, and they remain in the ground or in pots indefinitely, ready for you to harvest as needed. Others are sown regularly, like this basil. I'll be separating these into their own pots. A single seed packet, which sometimes contains hundreds of seeds, this one has 750 seeds, will provide multiple sowings all summer long, ensuring an abundant supply of fresh herbs. We've mentioned fruit and herbs. Next up are salad leaves. Cut and come again, salad leaves are worth growing for the same reason as herbs. They are often among the most expensive items you can buy in the supermarket by weight. Yet, they grow exceptionally well in a range of containers, shallow trays, raised beds, or wherever they fit. You can simply clip off leaves as you need them, and they'll continue to produce. Then there are those crops that are particularly valuable, simply because they are so outrageously prolific. This includes climbing beans, grown-up arches, trellises, or a simple teepee. The more you harvest, the more they produce, and they are very rich in protein, a valuable nutrient often less common in home garden produce. And then, famously, there are zucchini or courgettes. Here are mine, sown a few weeks ago, and look, the first 2 are already emerging, which is very exciting. I like to grow 3 or 4 plants close by for good pollination, and each plant is capable of producing 20 fruits or more. So you can see how the savings quickly stack up. And just like beans, the more you pick them, the more they will come. Another key strategy for enhancing food security and ensuring you're well fed is to maintain continuous harvests for as much of the year as possible. Choose a range of early, mid, and late season varieties to widen that harvest window and reduce your reliance on supermarket groceries. Think of the wide selection of varieties available for potatoes, carrots, strawberries, and apples, for example. Then there's successional sowing for fast-growing crops such as salad onions, lettuce, and radishes. This crop here is ready to pick, and don't these look fantastic? As these are harvested, I will replant with clusters of radish seedlings that I sowed about 10 days ago. At the same time, I will make another sowing to maintain continuous harvests. Think ahead to storage as well. Growing plenty of food is only worthwhile if you can properly preserve and store it to enjoy for many months. Whether that's storing squash at room temperature, cold storing roots, freezing, drying, pickling, making chutneys, or canning, extending the life of your harvest is crucial to building your resilience and reducing your reliance on bought-in food. When forging your path to food security, every crop needs to justify its space. Crops should save money, of course. They should provide plenty of calories, be easy to grow, be prolific, and store well. While this approach may not make you entirely self-sufficient, it will definitely slash your food bill and, perhaps most importantly, offer you a profound sense of peace of mind, a truly priceless asset in today's uncertain world.